Hi everyone, welcome back for another tutorial. In this tutorial I want to talk to you about the clone stamp tool. The clone stamp tool is a very powerful tool, but you need to understand how it behaves, and I'm going to show you how I work with in most cases with the clone stamp tool. So the first thing I want to do is I want to create a new blank layer above this image, and I'm going to click clone stamp. And this is what we've got by default: normal, opacity 100%, flow, and current layer. So the first thing we want to do is change this from current layer to current and below. So basically it samples from the background layer and clones on top layer, so non-destructive. So if I mess up, then instead of going back, I've got everything on a new layer. Now we have the opacity and the flow. Some people prefer the opacity, some people prefer the flow. I like to use like low flow, so it builds up my effect. So let's say I want to get rid of these flowers and stuff from this image. So the first thing I'm going to do is check my brush, and I've got soft brush, exactly what I'm after. And I'm going to check the size, and I can use my bracket keys, square bracket keys, to check the size. So now I'm just going to zoom in. So the first thing we have here, I can see straight away a problem. It's on number 2. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just make my brush smaller in this case, and I'm going to click right here on number 2 where my mouse is. I'll click, but before clicking I'll press and hold the Alt key option on the Mac. So I'm going to click, and now I've got sampled, and as you can see like a preview. So I'm just going to align with this existing 2, and I'll just start brushing just until I get number 2 together. So I'm done with number 2. So now we have some different tones and everything. So I'm just going to make my brush a bit smaller, and I'm just brushing away this like so. Let go, sample again, because I want to retain all of these different texture and obviously different tones that we can see here. And I can sample here like this, and sometimes I need to get a bit more flow. So in this case I'm going to around 50%, and I'll just go a bit more. So Alt click and brush, Alt click and brush, and I'm brushing, and I'm going to make my brush a bit bigger so it will be quicker to do this. So I'll just go something like so, and now we have a problem here. Because I like to start from the outside, working all the way in. So instead of carrying on in this area, I want just create something in here and then go work my way in. So I can see straight away that we need to get a bit of this brick here. So I'm going just Alt click in here and move my mouse, and as you can see, I can see if it's aligned or not. It's aligned. I'll click and brush, and there we go. Now I stop because I know I can't go too far, and I'm going back to the same point and align it again, and there we go. And now we do the same to this side, something like so, and it's getting there. But now we have this area right here. So I'm going to zoom, make my brush smaller, click, Alt click, and just brush it in like so. Go back to where I started, Alt click, align it, and there we go. So now I can just finalize this bit in here, and as you can see, it looks a bit better. Obviously I would spend a lot more time doing this, but this is for demonstration purposes only. So when you're doing this, make sure you spend a bit of time, and plus this is a resized image, so obviously I can't zoom in very close because then I'll lose some quality and I can't see it properly because of the pixels. So here I am like this, and it's looking good. So that's before, and this is after, before and after. So now I want to carry on painting this. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make my brush smaller, alt click, align it, and just brush it down and up and down. Go back to the same location, align it again, something like so, and brush up and down, up and down. And I'm going again and do the same. Bear in mind, every time I go back I am sampling using the alt, holding the alt and clicking. So as you can see, it looks rather good, but we can see there's like it's creating a bit of a pattern. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just make my brushes just a touch smaller, and I'm going to come to sample from other areas like this, and I'm getting rid of it. I'm getting rid of the pattern, because the trick, so that people don't see that it was cloned, you need to make sure that you're not creating a pattern. So I'll just go something like this, and like so. I can sample in here a bit as well, and because I've got low flow and a soft brush, it actually blends in nicely, so it's working rather well. And I just carry on doing the same in here, but now I want to sample a bit in here because I want to align that. So I'll just click, and now I just start painting. Well, painting with my clone stamp, you get the idea, and it's looking rather good. However, we've got the problem here. This is not right. This is not right because it wasn't aligned properly. So I want to follow through the same line, so I'll just go alt click, align it something like so, just bring it down, touch, and make sure that I keep it nicely aligned. And I'm going to sample from here, and as you can see, it looks rather good. And that's before and that's after. Obviously, like I said before, make sure you spend a bit more time cloning this, because otherwise it won't look real. And in here, just exactly, I'm going to do exactly the same thing. Alt click, it's blending in nicely. Keep it lined, brush up and down, something like so. I'm using the mouse, but for when I'm cloning I always use my Wacom tablet, because it works really well, because we can control the behavior of the brush as well, so it's very cool. So in here I'm just going side to side because I can see it's slightly darker, but it's because of the shadow of this thing here. So I'll just make it slightly bigger and remove that pattern, and I'll just go something like so. Too much. There we go. And now we're going back to aligning all of this. So I'll just come to this side, and I'm going to select this corner, and I'll just go something like this and just brush it. Now I'm going to the other side, so I'll go here and I'll brush it, and I can actually go up as well, like so. And in here I can also come here, sample it, and I can just go like this and brush it away. And as you can see, it's working rather well. Obviously a few tricks. Let's alt click this bit in here, this bit in here, and obviously this tile now is not lined, but we'll get that sorted. Just coming here something like so, and brushing away like this, and we do the same with this one here, so like so, and then just brush away and brush, alt click, that's the trick, alt click, sample as much as you can. So I'll just go like this, and I stop, then I'll alt click again, align it, keep on brushing. Now I'm going to the other side and brush it, and again keep it aligned, and I'm going back to the other side again. And the reason why I'm doing this is just make sure that all the points connect, and they connected quite well, to be honest. Not brilliant, but for purposes of demonstrating, it's working really well. So I'll just go a bit more in here, so to have an even tone, even though it's just bricks, tiles, whatever you want to call it. You can call it even paving slabs, because they are in a way paving slabs. Hey, but what do I know? But as you can see, it's looking rather good. I'm going to make my brush slightly bigger, and I'm sampling. As you can see, I'm sampling from all over the place because I want to blend in nicely, and I want to look as realistic as possible, so you get the idea of how cool and powerful the clone stamp is. Something like this. And now I'm going to make my brush slightly smaller because I want to get some of this area as well. And you can hear me clicking a lot. It's me sampling and sampling and sampling. So I'll just go a bit more like so. Something like this. And there we go. It's not perfect. It's not perfect, but it's getting there. So in here I see a bit of shade in here. I could just blend it in a bit better using this section, but I'm just going to use the clone stamp. Just a couple of brush strokes. Oops, went too far. And as you can see, it's looking rather good. Obviously this image I enhanced the texture. If you want to do this sort of thing, first do the cloning and then enhance the texture. So something like so. It looks okay. I still want to get this sorted a bit. There you go. Now I'll just go into filter, noise, add noise, and I want just Gaussian, monochromatic, and I just want to add just a touch of noise because I know it became a bit softer while using the clone stamp. And there you go. That's before and that's after. Please spend your time doing the cloning. When you're cloning, don't rush it, because when you start creating patterns or people start looking, because the image is so clean, they might start picking on things, and so focus on your cleaning up and have fun. Enjoy clone stamp, the clone stamp tool. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.